Alright, we're going to give this a go and see if it doesn't get edited for the audio tracks that are on here. But got Pandora playing. We'll see if it keeps my video or keeps the audio and just monetizes my videos again. Or if they'll just mute the audio altogether. So today's work is clean up and prep for paint or primer, epoxy on all this tail area. Essentially, I'm just picking up all my tools right now. Real interesting stuff. Oh. And just realized I really need to do something else before I do that. Forgot I still haven't tapped this piece. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up real quick though. Already started, might as well finish. The downside of these die grinders. Seen better days. It catches on snags of metal on the edge. See, it's not the rubber backing, it's not all the way to the edge, which it helps for using the rounding over or breaking the lip so you can get down into crevices or corners like so. The downside is sandpaper catches on overlaps and little corners and rips it to shreds. So burn through them quick. I used to go get these from like Harbor Freight. Get packs of, I don't know, three of like 4 different grits. And I discovered these. They're on Amazon. I think this pack of like 50 of them was 10 bucks. I think it was 10 or 12 bucks for the 12 or whatever it was you got from Harbor Freight, so way better deal. I'll show you all my weld work here in a second that I did on those. A bunch of these I take off just so I can use the edges. A bunch of these are still good, so I salvage them. You got to use a new one if you need to use the lip piece, but if you're actually doing any flat work where you don't need to use the lip, there's ones that get tore up are still useful. Or the ones that get worn down, should I say. Curious as to whether or not I can flip my camera around without it killing the video. I don't know if I've ever tried it. Guess I'll give it a go. Let's see if I can do this without breaking it. Oh, never mind, doesn't even give me the option, so guess I'll be piecing this video together. Alright, so here's what I did. Let's see. All this is seamed. These were the pieces I was talking about flanging in for the gaps. Get right, hold my camera. So these pieces here were actually the original lip from this section that I cut away. I actually saved them. I forgot I had done that for this very purpose. So I thought I was gonna have to borrow a shrinker stretcher to make these curves, so I didn't have to piece together a whole bunch of L's. But I went ahead and sealed up the corners. And then I just spot welded down the sides. Same thing here. And let me get the light and I'll show you the other one. So there's one in the corner here, one there, and then another one right there. And the other side is, well, let me go around to it. Actually get in the door of this side. There's a little one there in the bottom, which is covered in grind dust and shit that I gotta vacuum still. There's the one right there, which that one, you can see the little relief cuts I did. So I'll stick this. So you can see the little relief cut I did here and here. That was because when I wanted to hammer this over, this one wasn't, that's when I had to cut and pre-make. And I didn't have a shrinker stretcher, so I just did those relief cuts and hammered it over. It kept wanting to bulge it up right here. And then the one here, and that's it for this side. But I don't remember if something goes in these holes here. As sad as it is, it's been so long since I disassembled the car. So I didn't fill these in yet, or at all. I want to say a bolt goes through here for something. But as sad as it is, I can't remember what. I know these have to be sealed up. That and that, I'm pretty sure those get sealed up. This here gets sealed up. That'll get welded up once I get it on rotisserie probably. But any hole fill up work will be done with rotisserie later. And I'm looking at this. That looks like a pinhole there. I guess I had a tech screw there before. I didn't even notice that before. So I'll fill that. All the little pinholes and whatnot I'll fill on rotisserie probably. But here's this side blended. Let's see if I can get this so the light's not terrible. Some of it blended out really well. A couple areas like right there in the middle and down here that were a little rough, but they're sealed up good. It's solid weld. I think I'm just gonna go with this Everglass in the corner, and I got some Evercoat Rage Gold for when I get ready to body. But and then the hinges are just tech screwed in. Tech screws. Once I wanted to wait till I got these mini tubs welded solid to do that. Down here, as you see, is what I came up with chopping this away. So this runs right along that frame rail. Then this side here is pretty much right up against the frame rail. And what I plan to do is step up on this jig so I can get a better view. I have actually just moved a piece of cardboard out of here so I can vacuum, but I plan to roll it off here and just kind of curve it down. And the cutoff, I'll flange it to like right here, about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch in, and I'll flange 1/4 inch in here and around. It'll all be about a 1/4 inch flange to spot weld. I'm not gonna try to butt weld this stuff, I don't think. But there'll have to probably be more of this section cut out with the fold down, because I'm not gonna do it a straight down shot, I don't think. I'm gonna slowly curve it in. Just for looks purposes, I think it'll look better coming down easily than a sharp drop. I thought about boxing it, but I don't think that'll look worth a damn either, where it would just be a flat here and it would just come out and then straight 90 down right here. So it pretty much just be an L all the way out, and then just cut a piece out of cardboard to butt to fill this slot here. I don't know if you can follow what I'm trying to explain, but in fact, here's the pieces I chopped. Let's see. Oh, it's a pain to crawl under here. All right, let's see if I can set this up. I can try to. All right, somewhat see it. So the original thought was doing something like this. 90'd over, that and that. Like so. And then just taking this, drawing the outline, cutting it, and just welding it in like that. I don't think I like that idea though. So I started playing with the idea with this. where it essentially was, let's see if I can remember how I did this. Something along the lines of that, except minus this sharp corner, but rounded over. But something along the lines of that. And it would just be rounded over. But that covered it in. And sealed it. I don't know, what I'm thinking is I'll probably take a piece of somewhat thin sheet metal, tack it down, and start hammer forward. Just kind of hammer bending it around, flanging it, forging it, whatever you want to call it. But I'll just fit it in with some body hammers. I might hit the torch on it and just heat it some and work it until I get it to where it seals that in all the way. But I need to do this before I epoxy, because I want this to be epoxied. I want all these, the seam to be epoxied, the inside of the quarters, inside of the tail, this whole trunk area. I need to weld these trunk pieces on because I need to epoxy those. And the exterior quarter panels and tail panel need to also be epoxied. The downside is I'd like that done this weekend, and it's Thursday night. I will probably epoxy this as well. I'll get from like here down, mainly just to get this so I can blend in some body filler and have that done. And I probably won't get, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get any of this because I still have to weld this top section here. Still have to weld the insides of these. So I don't think I'm gonna epoxy any of this. I still have to work this area too. So I'm not gonna worry with that. I will also get the wheel tubs. I need to cut this away still. I might not do that until I have it on rotisserie, but I can go ahead and epoxy that and come back and chop it off and just epoxy over where I cut. I don't think I'll be welding anymore in here. I don't know if I need to fill this hole in. I don't remember if, I assume this gets sealed up. I think there's a drip hole in the bottom of the rocker, I know. I don't remember if this gets sealed either, this bottom here. I think I am gonna go ahead and seal this up though. I just don't know if I need to just fill it with weld or what. But I need to scuff all this burn area from when I welded the mini tub on the inside. And I'll have to re-scuff over all these blended welds because they're all starting to get a light surface rust. And I think that's it. I guess I can get some video footage of me trying to fab that thing. It's probably gonna be extremely non-family friendly because it seems like anytime I do any kind of work like this, I end up hurting myself. There's gonna be several choice words, I'm sure. But, all right, let's get on it. All right. Hopefully this is a decent view angle, but all right, so I went back to cutting on this some, and I got a basic kind of template layout for a size to start with, I think. So this pretty much will lay over about ½ an inch roughly, if that. That'll kind of fold over or get hammered over, and that fills all my open hole space. And I just kind of marked underneath roughly with a pencil just where all of it will touch underneath. The only thing I'm not quite positive on how to lay out is this top section right here. Hopefully you can see this. The folds of this are making it want to turn different ways, but I'm hoping I can hammer it out to where it's gonna end up being pretty much a rounded, slight rounded off top area here, and then just kind of drop into a curve and just kind of curve out here. But that looks to be the best I'm gonna get out of this. I don't know any other way to make it to where this hole will be sealed up decently, will somewhat look okay, and will leave me access to this bolt easily. So, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. And then I'll have to figure out a way to paint this thing, I guess. Once I get it in, I think I'm just gonna spray some plain Jane Rust-Oleum style paint or something on there for now. Once I get it on rotisserie, I can get some epoxy on it from the back side once it's rolled over, but I'll probably end up pulling this bar, this cross brace out, so I can get a better spray in, and I won't cover this. This will probably end up getting recoated black anyways, because I just used gray. That's all I had back when I did it. But I'm thinking this template will work out nicely. That'll give me a base to start with. And I don't know what the thickness of this is. I guess I can get my gauge and check it, but the two sheet metals I have are 22 gauge, which seems a little thicker than what this is. But to me, 22 seems small, I would think, but it feels pretty thick. I guess it might be about the same as this, but the only other thing I have is thinner. I don't need thicker for sure, but the other stuff is like real thin. It feels like 24 to 26 gauge, like 10 sheeting, like what you use on air conditioner duct or something. So, see how that goes.